Interest rates have gone up. How can you take advantage of this? Most of you watching this video have a traditional savings account. So you know the savings rate on that account is 0.000. The average rate on the traditional savings account is 0.46%. The average rate on some high yield savings accounts is 5 point, not 0 point, 5.0% on average. So why are we not using these accounts? Several reasons. But after reviewing these reasons, I think you agree with me that it really isn't a matter of stepping out of our comfort zone. And these reasons don't really hold a lot of water. So it will be in our best interest to leave our old habits and consider using this high yield interest account. And I'll also explain what I think is the best scenario and the best way to use this account for those of us who well, the very first is because a lot of us, when it comes to savings, we look at it as a place to just park our money. Keep it. I don't want to lose it. I want to look for it when I need it. Hold my money when I need it. I'll come get it. But your savings account can also be a way to grow the account. Now you're not going to make uber amount of money, but it's also a way to have that money work for you while it sits there. At least beat inflation. Look at these numbers. If you had $5,000 in a traditional savings account at a 0.46%, that's less than 0.5%. I guess you can round up. The banks don't round up. At the end of a year, you get an extra $23. If you put this same $5,000 in a high yield savings account with an interest rate of 5% flat, no need to round up or down, at the end of a year, you will get an extra $250. That is a whole week of daycare for one child. So once again, why are we not using this high yield savings account? Most of this high yield savings account with high interest rates are online banks. And a lot of us do not like the idea of not having a personal connection to the people holding our money, i.e. the bank. Hence, therefore, we shy away from online banking. Online banks are able to offer high interest rates because they don't have the overhead costs of a traditional bank, which has brick and mortar. Another reason why we are hesitant to use online banks is not having direct access to the money, i.e. should I decide right now, you know what, I need some cash immediately, I can head to the bank and grab cash. That may not necessarily be the case with some online banks. There are certain rules that you may have to follow. Another reason why we shy away from online banking, a con that they have, is depositing cash can be cumbersome. There are certain rules. It may take a certain number of days compared to your traditional banking. ATMs are also limited. A lot of banks, online banks, don't have their own ATM. And so you're limited to a certain number of ATMs to use. And that is a con for those of you who go to the ATM a whole lot. Many online banks do not have a variety of financial products, i.e. personal loan, auto loan, mortgage. So you're not able to keep all your loans and accounts under one roof, under one bank. That is a major con, especially for those of us who like to transfer money from one end to the other, from my checking to my savings, give it 3 days. That is a con for those of us who like to have all our stuff together and having just one username and password so that when we log in, we can see all our money, see all our loans and money, and we can transfer payments back and forth. Personally, for me, when I think about why I haven't used online banking, especially when we've heard about them for, I think we're going to 10 years now, probably. Ally Bank and SoFi, they've been around for a while. And I've known they've had high interest rate. When I think about why I haven't used it, there are really just two main things. One, familiarity. A lot of them, the names of the bank alone, their names are just weird. Lack of better words. Their names are weird. It feels like I can't trust them because the name sounds iffy. And especially when it's online and then it's with an iffy name, it's like. But what shocked me recently was when I was looking up top high yield savings account, because that is something I'm interested in so my money can work for me. The very top one that I saw was Millie Bank. I'm going, why would I want to put my money in Millie? What bank is called Millie? Why is a bank called Millie? It sounds sus. I'm trying to be cool, sus. So I decided, you know what, let's be a grown up here. Let's look it up. I looked up Millie. Do you know Millie is an online bank of, you will not believe this, Bank of Omaha. I'm in Omaha. So it's not really as foreign as you think it is. And I don't mean foreign as international. I mean, it's not really as weird as as it sounds, my other hesitation with online banking is I do love the idea that should anything happen to my money, I can walk into that branch and yell at whoever is there and go, give me my money. Where's my money? I have never yelled at a cashier. You get my point. Those are my only two hesitations. But let's look at these cons and we'll realize that we are actually not even using any of these things that are keeping us from using online bank. For instance, how many times have you been to a branch in the last 5 years? I think I've only been to a branch once. All my banking is already online. Two, when it comes to money security, a lot of these online banks are FDIC insured. So technically it's the same insurance as the traditional bank, 250,000. So should anything happen, I can talk to the government, right? Now, I know we're worried about how the government works, but same diff, same thing with traditional bank, right? When it comes to depositing cash, I barely use cash. How many times do you deposit cash? A lot of times what we're doing is transferring back and forth. But then again, we're talking about, are you using it for your savings account? Are you using it for the checking? As someone who wasn't until recently ready to just jump onto online banking, here's what I think is the best way to take advantage of these high yield interest rate savings accounts and still, not having to give in to the cons of online banking. I think these accounts are best for your savings, but not the entirety of your savings. Money you don't need right away, money you don't need should your tire blow up and you need extra cash. I think these accounts are best for, say, your emergency savings. But that emergency savings is not all of it, it's just 2/3 of it. So I still have 1/3 with me. Should I need to grab $500 because, I don't know, my tire blew or whatever, I can have access to quick money. The online savings would have the other bulk of the emergency savings. I personally like the idea of still having full access to my money whenever, wherever. So I will keep my checking account with a traditional bank. I don't really like the idea of not having that access 24/7. Even if I never use it 24/7, I still like the idea of that. Another thing you should be careful of when you're picking an online savings account is to make sure they have ATMs that are close to you, easy access ATMs. You don't want a bank where the ATMs are far away from you or you have to travel distance to get to the ATM. That is not going to work. You also want to make sure that the online bank you were using does not require you to have a checking account to have that interest rate, high interest rate, or have direct deposit accounts to have high interest rates. I will do a different video on the top savings account, online savings account that has been given, but I wanted to keep this video short and sweet and straight to the point about online banking and taking advantage of high yield interest rates. But when it comes to online banking, what I would rather use it for is just park my money, let it be. I can check on it, make sure it's good, pet it a little bit, and then set it and forget it. Have the money get me a little money, just a little bit while it's there. Let it do some work while I'm doing work, right? That is how I would use the online banking and take advantage of those high interest rates. Are you currently using online bank? Let me know what has been your experience. How long have you used it? I think as time has gone on, we have a lot more options. Let me know in the comments. As usual, thank you so much for watching. I believe I have made you some money with this video. And with that, I expect you to give me the thumbs up. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.